We are living through the biggest financial reset in human history right now. Most people are still asleep at the wheel. You're not. You're here. You're listening. You're awake, and you're going to make the damn money. AI is replacing jobs faster than universities can print overpriced, obsolete bullshit degrees. Government debt is spiraling. Currencies are collapsing. Traditional nuclear families are breaking down faster than the Kardashian marriage on reality TV. What's going on in this world? The fiat system isn't just cracking. It's crumbling at every level, globally, nationally, personally. But with collapse comes a once-in-a-century opportunity to rebuild everything on your terms. But you have to take the risks. You have to participate. Right in the middle of this reset, crypto, blockchain, Bitcoin. The start of decentralizing everything the old world tried to control. So let's talk about what is really happening right now and how those of you paying attention can actually win during this great financial reset. Now, for over 100 years, the world has won on a system that Sunil Agarwal refers to as the lender of last resort. Central banks essentially come in and bail out banks. Governments bail out corporations, and of course, families try to bail themselves out with credit cards, student loans, and mortgages. That's a pretty brutal system for the regular person. But now this model, this entire financial operating system is buckling under its own weight and is threatened by the coming leaps in global technology with AI and robotics. For decades, the 10-year U.S. Treasury bond was seen as the safest asset in the world, the bedrock of the global economy. It's used to underpin pensions, foreign reserves, international trust. But that reputation, these days, feeling a bit like toast. Because now, for the first time in history, the bond credit rating agency Moody's has downgraded the U.S. credit rating from the highest AAA to AA+. Skyrocketing debt and political dysfunction is, of course, cause for concern, and Moody's was the last to do it. So now all the credit rating agencies have downloaded the U.S. Moody's forecast, of course, here is that U.S. debt to GDP ratio could hit 134% by 2035, worse than during World War II. Peacetime deficits like that are crazy beyond belief. This isn't the first time we've seen big credit ratings downgrades. Again, S&P downgraded U.S. credit in 2011, and in 2023, Fitch did the same. So the message is clear. The U.S. is on an unsustainable fiscal path. The biggest economy in the world is the sick man financially. And I know, don't bet against America. I get it. But when trust in U.S. debt dies or diminishes, the dollar's role diminishes. And that's why China, Russia, the BRICS nations have been actively trading in local currencies, buying truck tons of gold, and even transacting in crypto, questioning why the U.S. dollar should even sit at the top of the chain. The U.S. has not been a good custodian of their privilege. Zoom out to the national level, and it's the same mess. Emerging markets are being crushed by dollar-denominated debt while inflation rips through local currencies. Turkey just raised interest rates to 46%. Yeah, you think your 4% interest rates are bad? Try dealing with 46% interest rates. What? And that has still not fixed the inflation problem. Argentina, Egypt, Lebanon, Pakistan, countries all around the world are suffering terrible fates at the hands of their financial masters. Too much debt, too little trust. Japan, the largest holder of U.S. treasuries, just said its financial situation is worse than Greece. Chill out, Japan. We're entering a world where currency crises are no longer rare. They're becoming the norm as the system slowly collapses on itself. Let's get real for a second. All this pressure from outside is showing up at your doorstep, and you can save yourself, and we're going to talk about exactly how and why you should care. But before we break that down, guys, if you're trading on these cryptocurrency markets, I know you are. You get yourself a good account to do that on, where you can long the rips, short the dips, something that's available to you anywhere you live in the world. That place is Femex, OG cryptocurrency exchange, deep liquidity across all the major pairs. Whether you want to trade Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, meme coins, they got you covered. And no KYC. Use that link down below. No KYC. You might need a VPN, but definitely no KYC. Check it out down below. You can deposit, start trading, have a good time, and you can get some insane deposit and trading bonuses. In fact, up to $30,000 in deposit and trading bonuses. Go check it out. Link down below. Thank you very much. So how is all this going to show up at your doorstep? Well, it's showing up already in your grocery bills, your rent, your kids' education, let's be honest, your sanity. For the average person, life has been increasingly hard and it only keeps getting worse. The traditional middle-class family model isn't just changing, it's disintegrating. The American dream, 2 kids, 1 job, homeownership, has turned into 2 jobs, maxed out credit cards, a life lived in financial survival mode. As George Carlin said, they call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. Wages haven't kept up with inflation for decades. The cost of raising a child is now $300,000, and that's before you even think about paying for college. People are cash poor, time starved, and completely burnt out. that you that sound like you or someone you know. Now, some people are doing quite well, and you might be on the doing very well category, so congratulations. But what do the people who aren't doing super well do? They take credit card debt, they take out another loan, they pretend everything's fine until it's not. That's when divorce comes knocking. 54% of Americans believe a partner with debt is a reason to consider divorce. Your life really just all falls apart at once, doesn't it? And just when you think it can't get any worse, here comes the next punch in the gut. Or that AI thing I mentioned earlier. Yeah, the computers are coming for your jobs, man. AI jobs, accountants, marketers, teachers, analysts. You're about to lose all your jobs in the next 10 years. Sucks. Robots, they're coming to take all the blue-collar jobs in the next 15 years, let's say. The exact people who are told to do well in school, get a good job, you'll be set. Spoiler alert, you're fucked. You're not gonna be set. You've been set up. Meanwhile, schools are preparing kids for a world that no longer exists. Built in the industrial age and run like it's still the industrial age, churn out obedient workers for the assembly lines and corporate cubicles. A life of drudgery and slavery to the man. Degrees are bullshit, they're overpriced, they're outdated, and increasingly irrelevant. The world ChatGPT literally knows everything all the time. It's just a debt anchor for most people. Your first taste of huge debt for the rest of your life. So let's call it what it is. The old system has failed you, and it's failing at every level. The safety nets are full of holes. The safety nets are more like prison cells at this point. The banks are over-leveraged, the family structure's on life support, the education system's obsolete, and the governments are playing musical chairs on the effing Titanic, while the debt keeps just sleeping in and sinking the ship. But here's the thing. Oh, that sounds bad, Lark. What the hell? Great, thanks for the doomer video, Lark. Here's the thing. Collapse creates opportunity. Because when the old world collapses, the new one gets built, and we build it better. And what's at the heart of a new world? The decentralization revolution, the rise of cryptocurrency and blockchain systems. Bitcoin. It's a system that doesn't depend on corrupt institutions and middlemen to survive. The central banking system has proven to be a failing one. But if you really want to win the reset, you've got to zoom out. You've got to rethink everything. Where are the best investments going to be over the next 10, 15, 20 years in this situation? AI companies, robotics companies, energy companies. How are we going to do all that AI without all doubling the global energy? Bitcoin, crypto. It's not about just stacking crypto. It's about rebuilding your life, too, from the ground up with new values, because that reckoning is coming. Your job will be taken. There will be new systems and new rules. And as Sunil Agarwal sums it up by saying, money as cash is disrupted, money as capital is disrupted, money as logic is about to be disrupted, and money as intimacy will be disrupted soon, too. There is no way it will stop anytime soon. We are about to face the biggest disruptive force in the next 10, maybe 20 years max that humans have ever seen in our entire history. The very idea of money is being rewritten. Everything is being rewritten. The world right now is locked in a battle between inflation and deflation. As Jeff Booth breaks it down in his book, The Price of Tomorrow, governments create inflation with debt, making life more expensive, while entrepreneurs, they create deflation with technology, making life cheaper. But deflation always wins. The robots are coming for your jobs, so invest in them. The AI is coming for your jobs, invest in it. The financial system, fiat's broken, buy the alternative, Bitcoin, which means the world isn't going back to normal. There will be a new normal. There will be a great wealth transfer. There is no old world to return to. It's already been burnt down. There's only what we build next. And you've got two options, be a player or be a pawn. The way forward will be through decentralized money, powered by real value. Think about utility, energy, scarcity, and communities. This next era will be about tribes, not lone wolves. So stop trying to do it solo. Build with people who share your values. Find that community of investors and entrepreneurs who are gonna lift you up, not tear you down. Hey bro, let's have another beer and talk about high school again. Fuck that shit. Make a better life for yourself. AI isn't a threat, it's a tool. And you need to use it now, you need to shape it, you need to train it, let it be your second brain, your researcher, your editor, your strategist, your 24/7 business partner, because the people who don't are gonna get left behind in a very serious way. You can make millions in the AI revolution, but you have to be participating in it, or it's gonna take your job and you're gonna be homeless, okay? AI agents will be everywhere, but only those who are open source, verifiable, and on-chain will be trustworthy. This is your chance to design a life that actually works for you. Within this collapse lies incredible opportunity. Within this wealth transfer lies the biggest opportunity potentially of your lifetime. The next 10 years will make and break many a people. Automate the boring stuff from your life, reclaim your time, reconnect with yourself, monetize your skills, build something that lasts, and help others do the same. This is the trick. This is the greatest wealth building window in modern history right now. And the good news is that's just getting started. We still have a long way to go. But the old world is dying, and most people will not adapt. There's a great analogy about plane crashes. The vast majority of people just sit there waiting for someone to tell them to do something. Only about 10% of people will actually activate and say, holy shit, the plane just crashed, it's on fire, we need to get out before we all die. Now, the old world dying is not a death sentence if you are proactive and take advantage of it. It's a blank slate, a rare once-in-a-century reset. And you were born for this moment. The new world doesn't want you burnt out, distracted, dosed up on dopamine, endlessly scrolling fucking TikTok. It wants you clear, grounded, focused, so you can do the best for your family and for yourself. So stop the doom scrolling, get off your ass, go build something. Do something. Stack sats, man. The new order won't be handed to you. The wealth needs to be built and claimed and taken. And you have to claim it. Thanks for watching.